Hey everybody, this is Joe Lewis for Take Two. I know I promised that I was going to try to make a video a week, but you know what happens in between cross stitch? Life. So I had a bunch going on. It's still going on. I had a colonoscopy, and that was an experience. It wasn't the colonoscopy itself. It's the preparation. And I don't know if you've ever had one, but they give you a prescription for a gallon of swill, and then to make it better, they give you a little season packet that's lemon, and you put the lemon in the swill, and then you have so many, every 10 minutes you've got to take a big swig until it's gone, and then you have like maybe 30 minutes to drink it all down, or I drank it down as quickly as I could because it was just, my gag reflex was taking place and it was about to come up. And so then after that's done, you take 5 to 6 Dukelax. Don't know what that's for, because the swill pretty much takes care of what needs to be done. So you of course you're back and forth to the bathroom pretty much all night long. Then you're taken to the procedure, and I had my daughter take me to the procedure because they knock you out for it. So I get in there, and they had me strip, everything off, and then put the gown on with my buttocks out in the back. And the anesthesiologist came in, and he was real cute, real cute. But I kept on thinking, oh my God, in a second this man is going to witness a tube being stuck up my butt with a camera on the end. And I found it hard to talk to him, and he was just as sweet as he could be, but I was like, oh, great day. And then the worst thing in the world happened. I got into the procedure, and I knew everybody in the room, and I was like, oh goodness. Oh my goodness, and I'm sure that after the procedure they're not going to say, oh, she had the most beautiful colon I've ever seen. No, and it maybe just they've done it for so long that it doesn't even faze them, but I was, I think I was in horror for about a second, and then before you knew it, I was waking up from the procedure. So it went that quick. What looked like that quick, because because they give you the happy juice and you're gone. So anyway, I had that, and then the week before that I had a mammogram, which wasn't as intense as the colonoscopy, but I'm happy to say that both of them were clear. I do have a beautiful colon, and my mammary glands are fine, so so I'm free. So and then just this day before yesterday, my dad, who's 83, fell out of bed and he fractured his hip. So he's former military, so he had to be taken by ambulance to the military hospital. So he's he's recovering from that. He'll have to have some physical therapy, and he'll have to go to a rehab center for a little bit until he can get to walking real good. But the whole hospital experience at the military hospital was nerve-wracking, to say the least. I mean, there were these young doctors. I don't have anything against young doctors, but what they don't teach you in medical school is bedside manner. And when you're dealing with someone who's 83 years old, going to be 84 in a couple of weeks, and you have another person who is 76, and you know, they come from a different era, and there's a way to talk to them, and there's a way not to talk to them, and the way you phrase things means everything. So I'm in there, and my mother is real upset because I had to, number one, when you go onto the military base these days, because of terrorism and security, I mean, you have to go through a background check. When you get through the gate, you got to go through a background check, which isn't a problem, except that, you know, if you're on your way to the hospital and it's an emergency procedure, you don't want to be taking up the hour that it takes for them to do the background check on you. But luckily, you know, we got through that. So we get there. My mother is upset because they're saying at the hospital, now granted, he's been there less than 24 hours. He was rushed to the hospital at about 3 o'clock in the morning. This is about 2 o'clock in the evening. And they're saying he needs to go to rehab today. And they pretty much told him that he needed to go today. They had pretty much made the decision for him, and that if he doesn't get to rehab today, that it will take years off his life. So my dad, being who he is, heard, if they're trying to shoo me out of this hospital because they're not going to do anything for me, and they say they can't do anything for me, they're just going to let me die. That's what he heard. Okay. So so the dude, he's sitting on the bed, and I said, look, I said, Dad's 83 years old. I said, he just fell this morning. He fractured his hip. I said, I would feel more comfortable if, this is a Friday, if you all watched him the weekend, you know, and then on Monday, we get him to a rehab center so he can start his rehab. I said, I just do not see how 2 days is going to make a difference. I said, besides that, I said, it's July 4th week. A lot of people are off. There's a possibility, there's a strong possibility you're not going to be able to get him into a rehab center right away. I said, because, you know, they're probably working on skeleton crews, you know, at these hospitals. So he says, oh no, he's got to go today. He has got to go today, or his mortality is going to be really affected. And I'm like, oh. So then he says, so he tells my dad, he says, well, you know the reason why you need to have rehab? And he said, because so you can do this. So then he does one of these, he puts his hands down on the bed, and he lifts his body up in a seated position, and he's hanging up in the air for just a little bit, and he says, you need rehab so you can do this. And I thought to myself, well, you know, if my dad ever could do that, I just doubt very seriously at 83 going on 84 that he's going to be doing that ever again in his life. Okay, I just don't think that that's a priority for him. So it got so bad that I had to ask the doc to step out the room. And by that time, I mean, I was given, if there's a such thing as a death stare, I was giving it to him. So I pulled him out in the hall, and I said, look, I said, he has got early onset dementia. I said, you know, you have got to phrase things carefully when you're talking to people of that age. So he says, well, I don't know what kind of insurance he has. And I says, well, you know what? He doesn't have insurance. He has assurance. Assurance because he gave his life to defend this country. And I says, and because he did that, he has assurance that you will give him the best medical care that he can possibly get. Screw insurance. I said, yeah, and besides that, there's a such thing as patient family center care. And then I said, you need to consult the family when you know, and have them involved in the medical decisions. So finally, well, all I can say is right now he's still recovering in the hospital. So they won't do anything until Monday, and then on Monday, you know, they'll see if they can't get him to a rehab center. But it's been an experience. It really has. But anyway, that's a downer. But let's get on to cross stitch, okay? I just recently celebrated birthday, June 30th. So my daughter gave me a $100 gift certificate to 123 Stitch, and I got that, and then plus Joann's had a really good sale on floss. Now it wasn't as good as Michael's, because I believe Michael's had everything in their store 40% off. So it came out to 30-something cents, you know, per skein of floss. But I decided, well, I'm going to go to Joann's, and I went in early because I said, well, you know, a bunch of people are going to be in there trying to get their floss. I said, it's already not really organized all that well, and I had a long list, so I did go in early, and it was you could get 20% off your total purchase. Excuse me. So that brought it to like 42 cents a skein. So I went in there and I spent about $30 on floss, you know. So then no, I'm lying. It wasn't $30. It was, I took $100. I took $100, so it was like $80-something before the sale price, and then it came out to like $60-something. So I got a lot of floss, and it was nothing but floss. So then that was the 42 cents. So then I went back during the sale on the 3rd, and I went in there and I spent another $27 because I gathered up some more projects that I needed to do, and I said, oh, let me go ahead and take advantage of this, because I believe floss is going to be like maybe 57 or 59 cents a skein, you know, once the sale is over. So I said I needed to get that. So while I was in there, the second time, I had a 60% off coupon, and I searched the store, and I found something. I may be late to the party, which I usually am, or if I need to get somewhere, I'm going to take the long way around. So I might have caught the tail end of this, but I got something called a stitch bow. It's DMC stitch bow. So, and I got, what I got was the mini travel case. And this is the one I got. And it has, when you open it up, you could put your floss in here. Let me see, get that. Yeah, you can put your floss in here. And when you put your floss in here, it comes on these little bows. Now, when I got it home, I thought that everything that was on the picture was going to be in here, but I ended up having to go back because you have to actually buy the. You see that picture right there? I don't know. I was thinking everything but the floss was going to come with this, and then it said that you would get free something in there, and for the life of me, I could not figure out what I was getting free. But they were giving me extra of these little inserts, you know, for the stitch bow. So then, let's see. I did some more research, and this is the actual bow that you put the floss on. So I got these. And so what I did was I came home and I took all instead of winding the floss on a bobbin, I went on and put the floss on, just put it on long ways on the bow, and then I put it in its little containers. And so I got several projects. Now this one right here is Pretty Little Hawaii. And now in Pretty Little Hawaii, they've got it on 18 count fiddler's cloth. So I went through my stash, and I have the 18 count fiddler's cloth, and I also had an 18 count Aida that's kind of, it's putty. So I went on it and got the putty. So I need to make a decision of whether I want to do it on fiddler's cloth or if I want to do it on the putty. So if you all have any kind of suggestions, you can help me decide whether I'm going to do it on fiddlers or whether I'm going to do it on putty. I think both of them will look pretty stunning on, you know, on the on either. So I also found another download I got. It's called Tropical Paradise. Now if you look at the designer, she's Russian, and if you go to Etsy, it's Pattern NADGAVR. And this one is called Tropical Paradise Birdies. And so I purchased with my gift certificate 123 stitch. I purchased some ice blue Cashel 28 count. So I got that for that, and of course I got all the floss, you know, when I went to Joann's and during their sale. So I got that, and I ventured on to Gina's Unique Needle Minders, and I got that octopus. Isn't that neat? And then this one here is the free one, but this is what I got. I got the octopus. Love it. And I also got you see the cat with the piece of candy corn? I got that too. So I thought that was neat. So I also purchased. I was purchasing a lot. But I also purchased Mirabilia Enchanted Mermaid. I love that. This is going to be gorgeous. So I'm going to be doing that soon. July's free pattern pattern is out. It's July's, and it's Witches Spells. So if you're doing the Pattern of the Month series, it's time to do the July one. So I went a little Nora Corbett crazy, and I purchased which one is this? Get rid of the glare. This is Raven. So I purchased her, and of course with my gift certificate, I got the milk chocolate fabric that it goes on. Of course the beads. And I also got this one is Gigi, and she's also done on milk chocolate fabric. And I got Minerva. I love them. I love all three of them. I got those. I got the Master and the Macabre. Now the only thing about the Master and the Macabre, like I said, you know how I told you I usually catch the tail end of things. Well, this is an older pattern, so it was done on a Lucky Penny 30 count, and they have discontinued that so far. I believe R&R has discontinued their 30 count, so I can't find any Lucky Penny, you know, or Lucky Penny big enough to do it. So I'm going to have to figure out something different, you know, to put it on. And besides that, it takes, I believe it's six silk collars, and those run about $8 a piece. And I've got to really consider whether I want to do that, or I might substitute it with gentle art, or Weeks colorful floss. So, but I don't know if I want to go through the expense of paying $8. But then I got Cricket Collection, Sleepy Hollow. I got that. I got this is Three Gables. And then there's the follow-up. It's called Open House. And of course, I got my Halloween Quaker. I can't wait to do this. And I bought a lot of 5 older patterns. They're like from 1985. And I got this one called Kingsland. And it's orchard quilts. And also in the batch was plain patches. And the Amish gathering the eggs. And I got Apple Tree Boy and Girl. And I got this one, The Homestead, for $11 and some change. You cannot beat that with a stick. So I'm going to be venturing on into those. I also let's see. I don't know if I told you all about this one or not, but I also got Cactus Cat. Isn't that pretty? So I haven't started it yet, but I will soon. I have started the Tropical Paradise Birdies, and I bought this ice blue cashel. I think that's lovely. I'm working on Halloween Cat. This is what I've done so far on Satsuma Street Halloween Cat. I'm working on, of course, I'm working on my Disneys. And I'm so proud of these. I purchased a kit. It was the Stitcher's Delight, and it had all these different sizes, plus two sets of sidebars. And then I purchased an extra set of these knobs. And so I've been working on some of my projects. I have them on this. So my biggest project so far, and the most I've gotten done, is on the Lion King, and it's Simba and Mufasa. So I've gotten pretty far on that. I had to take a lot of it out. I had to frog a bit because these older kits, the floss comes all tied up together, and with no designation of what what colors they are. So you have to sit there and guess. Or I took out my DNC chart, and I figured out what was what, and then I got one. They're not supposed to put the colors together that are real close. They put them like in a separate tie. They tie them up separately. But this particular one, it was just one strand that was so close to another color. I ended up, luck of the draw, I had that one strand, and I did hours worth of work with that one strand. And ended up having to take it out when I had to get some more on it, I realized, oh my god, this is the wrong color. So I ended up having to take all that hours worth of work out. So it took a couple of more hours to take out all that I had done. But I bounced back, and I got back to where I needed to be. So this is going to be short. I also wanted to let you all know that I've extended the contest for the Lavender and Lace Angel of the Morning, and I might have made it a bit too complicated, but if you subscribe, you're going to be entered. And if you make a comment, you'll be entered. We'll go from there, and I'll see how many people, how many people are entered into the contest, and I'll be saying who the winner is. Probably the next time I'm on, but I think that about does it. And until next time, thank you.